What is up, guys? It's your boy. Oh, well. First of all, I need to do a mic check. Also, I need to fix the camera, because, like, I don't know what Streamlabs is with their webcam setup, but it's always looking, like, pretty grainy and, like, not that good. Like, the frames aren't that nice, so I'm gonna have to fix that right now. So before I get into anything, I want to fix that right now. We might need to try this. I don't know what the exposure is like, because like the exposure affects the frames of the camera, so I really need to see if I can get this right. I always forget my settings, which means I should probably try and remember them next time I stream. But yeah, let me just see if this all works out. Like it's not as smooth as I would like it, but anyway, whatever. Man, I think I should like get my like other camera so I could like actually have one for facing the camera, and then one where it's like just side reacting. Is like I kind of like the one where it's just like, you know, just talking straight to you, the audience. Whereas like, you know, now I have to, instead of looking at the front, I have to look. I have to, you know, remember to look over there. So but that's not where the stream is. So I'm gonna have to like switch windows. So actually, that might be the strat. Actually, I need to switch windows. Yo, lol, right the side. I know. Yeah, that's generally what I should do. I should remember to do that next time. But yeah. Anyway, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the friendly neighborhood weebie here. I'm currently live streaming mainly because I'm back from Mistake on the Lake in Ohio, which is a really fun, you know, really fun, well, it's a, you know, for those who don't know it. Sorry, let me get some water. It was a long day today. Like, it was a lot of, traveling. A lot of traveling. I just got back from, like, another meeting. So, basically, in here, I was like, you know, I want to, post, Mistake on the Lake live stream. Where I just talk about like the tourney, about my experience, about, you know, some of the funny stuff that I did over, you know, with the gang over in Ohio. But yeah, so but first to kind of give a background primer to explain what Mistake on the Lake was. Mistake on the Lake is essentially a regional tournament in Ohio, basically where they have 4 games up for where they essentially reserve an entire round 1. Well, not really reserve an entire round 1. They reserve the rhythm game section of the round 1, and for 4 games, really. And they hold tournaments for 4 games, or competitions, really. DDR singles and doubles division. Pump It Up. I'm not sure if also singles and doubles. I need to check again, but that's not kind of the point of like what I was really playing. That wasn't what I was playing. Also Sound Voltex. Sorry, I'm a little tired. But yeah, there's also Sound Voltex, and last but certainly not the least, because I competed in it, was Dance Rush. And yeah, so the Dance Rush division was last night on Friday. Friday night started at like around 7 p.m. And yeah, it was pretty crazy actually, because like I was driving with the Maryland gang, and they were planning to pick me up on the way to Cleveland, Menor, Ohio, where the round one was. And I was like getting pretty scared, because I was like, oh shoot, you know, like, are you gonna make it in time? Luckily we did. We made it in with like 15 minutes to spare, which was like, all right, yeah, that's pretty good, you know. But yeah, it was truly an enjoyable time. You know, I got to meet some of the local players. We got like, you know, Henry Zhang. If anyone's familiar in the Dance Rush Discord server, y'all know who Henry Zhang is. Clearly one of the best players I've ever seen in my, you know, in the Dance Rush community. There's also Newcomer Sprite and Freshie, also pretty good. Which is like pretty crazy, because like, well, Freshie's like younger than me, and so like to see him right, anyway, to see him go crazy, like go ham, like sure, there needs to be a little refinement here and there, and you know, and that's perfectly normal, you know, if you're just like, you know, that's perfectly normal. How do you have a tournament for Dance Rush? Was it just scored by dance moves? Well, I'll get to that later actually. But yeah, we were just like kind of hanging out with like the round one, you know, the Midwest gang, and then we also hung out with California. There's like a few from the West Coast that straight up flew in from their respective states to come here, and it was pretty good. Yeah, it was a pretty enjoyable tournament. I really liked it a lot. Now, to get to No Usa's comment here, how do you have a tournament for Dance Rush? Was it just score or by the dance moves? And well, combination of both really. What it was, the rule set was like a 60-40 split, where it's 60% style based on judges evaluation, and then plus 40% of your actual game score. And so we had 3 judges, Ajikin, who was the head TO and the one who organized it, so shout outs to that. Shout outs to him, man, like dude. Yes, let me point at the camera. Shoutouts to him. Yeah, he was like really great. Obviously, really nice guy. I've ridden with him before to go to Eclipse East, so I could, you know, I've gotten to know him a little bit through with our like car ride from going to Maryland for Eclipse East. But yeah, it was really good to meet him again. I was here commentating with him, commentating over his run during what was it? Winter ESA. Sorry, I'm like, dude, it's been a long day, so I'm just like so tired. I can be like pretty out of it, like kind of tired, but like I figured that like, dude, this is like, no way, I have to do this. This is like perfect timing. Like I have to do a post mistake on the lake stream where I just like chat, and maybe like honestly I'm really thinking of just like, you know, getting a YouTube video up of the VOD up and just analyzing like people's routines. Because like honestly, like there is like a lot of the routines out there that like, you know, I think do deserve a little more not critical, but like do deserve more of a deeper analysis rather than like, oh, you did a cool move. Like, you know, I mean obviously everyone did pretty well out there, you know, all things considered, right? You know, the fact that you just went up and played, like, yo, props, right? So well, obviously, you know, there's some more stuff that I'd be like, oh, wow, I never know, where I'd just be like, yo, I've never noticed this before. Or like, oh, that's a really cool move. Because, you know, it's, because from the stream, you're watching it from a premium mode angle where you're seeing people from the front. And there's like an angle from the side. Whereas like, you know, if you're the audience, you're mainly just watching them from the back. So you only get like in a sense, one side of the story. I kind of want to do like a, you know, like a post-tournament analysis, quote-unquote, just live stream where it's just like, oh wow, this is like the choreography that people did. So yeah, it was a 60 again as far as the scoring system is concerned. So we had three judges: Ejikin, who is the head TO, shouts to him, Snek, who is actually a really good friend of mine back in California, also a Dance Rush player. We've known each other for quite a while now. And the third judge was actually a special guest who was actually a professional dancer for the NBA, which I don't, to be quite honest with you, I don't watch the NBA, so I wouldn't like I wouldn't know who he is, but yeah. That's named Sprint, and he was with the Cavaliers, I guess, where yeah, I don't follow the NBA, but anyway. So yeah, that was basically the entire tournament. Yeah, those 3 judges, they basically evaluated us on style and creativity, which is, yeah, like what moves you bring to the table. You know, how do you, I guess, like fit well with the song. Then there's execution, which is, you know, the actual execution of the moves. Like, are you stiff and sloppy, or is it like tight, you know, or is it, and then I think there was like bonus points, which is like, you know, that one's like a bit more subjective. That's more of a wild card where like judges be like, oh, you did something really cool, I'm gonna give you a bonus point for that. So there's that, and then there's game score, which is yeah, game score. Anyway, so yeah, basically and so yeah, they basically had like 24 competitors. We all you know, basically picked a song, did a routine, and then, you know, get scored based on the judges and our game score. And the top 3 end up, you know, advancing into the final round, in which they kind of just how would I say this? It's actually a random song. It's actually, they have to pick a song from the from a list of 5 random songs, and so yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was actually really fun. So I'll talk about the second round later, but yeah, as far as like the first round goes, like, dude, it was like pretty good. Like, I personally, for me, I was like kind of nervous because like I haven't played in so long. So like, you know, naturally my skills would have like atrophied, and like especially with like classes and all that. Even shadowing has been like, you know, kind of like a very hard thing to do nowadays, because I've had like so much stuff to do. So again, like my skills kind of atrophied, and then, you know, so, you know, skill issue, I know, but yeah, then also part of it was like kind of the pad. I felt like, personally for me, like the pad was, and I've heard from some of the other competitors too, where like the pad felt kind of grippy. So like it felt like you needed to like exert a lot more effort into actually doing your moves, whereas like you couldn't just like glide, which is like, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, you know, still props to Edukin for actually, you know, kind of putting everything together. I mean, it's not that obviously it isn't that easy to, you know, host a tournament, but you know, so like you know, I can't really blame him for that, but you know, it is what it is, right? But overall, though, it's pretty fun. I ranked in 5th, or officially, but I checked the score sheet and I was like, I don't think I came in 5th, but I guess we'll never know. We don't have the Excel sheet, but like, you know, we had 2 players like Sprite and Freshie. Yo, they were going ham, bro. Like, they were really good. And you know, I shared like the Airbnb. I shared an Airbnb with them, like along with like 6 other people. And they were like, yeah, they're really good at the game, and I gotta say, like, they got potential. Yeah, they really do. They really do know that. Like, they can pull off like moves that they can pull off those moves. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so tired. Maybe this was a bad idea after all, but like, hey, if there are people that come into the stream and like start chatting me up, I think I might just do this for like another few hours, for another hour and a half. Ugh. Oh man. But that being said, though, yeah. So after that, but yeah. Even for top 5, even though I didn't like end up getting into the next round, we got some interesting prizes. We got some interesting loot. So you know, my boy Snack here was able to get Emu to help kind of sponsor prizes for the Dancers tournament, and basically we got like these lanyard. Oh wait, I think this was made by Emu. Yeah, we got these really cool lanyards, like. For like, to everyone who competed got these really nice lanyards, and You know, I don't really wear lanyards. It's not my style. But I mean, yo, these are like really nice to collect. Like, so I mean, yeah, it's really cool. You know, what else can I say? And for those in the top 5, we ended up getting a free Madi keychain. It look at this. It looks so pretty and beautiful. The light's kind of being wacky with it, but like, yeah, like this is what we ended up getting. For those who were like top 5, it's like really nice keychain. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. I'll probably like display them somewhere in my room. I think it'd be a really cool thing to show off. But yeah. So as far as like, you know, obviously I didn't make it to the top 3. It was like but those who did, there is Henry Jong, really good player, and it was like I met him for the first time like during this tournament. He was great. There's Ryu, which is also really another good player. He's from Seattle. And DRS Reggie, which I believe is from the Chicago area. Yeah, he has, and like, yeah, he has pretty good fundamentals. So those are the top 3, and they basically moved on into the second round where they basically pick a song based off of a random pool of songs, basically 2 level 8s, 2 level 9s, and 2 level 10s. And Ryu picked About Right, which is like, dude, that's like a free song. That song's so much of a banger. I would definitely pick it. Then there's, and then Henry picked Go Down by KO3, which is like, again, another banger. I love Go Down. And then Vamos a Bailar by with Reggie. And so yeah, and so the rank, and so like Henry ended up taking first place, which is like, you know, I'm happy, right? It's like, hey, you're like paying for dinner, right? That was like it was kind of the running gag. Is like, yeah, Henry's paying for dinner, you know. Yeah, so I guess other than that, yeah, it was a pretty fun time talking about like my performance though. I mean, so for those who haven't like seen it yet, basically what I did was New Solution, because like I kind of like get people through the thought process of why I picked that song specifically was mainly because, like, you know, considering how I'm a Dance Rush, well, not a Dance Rush YouTuber per se, but considering how I've uploaded a lot of Dance Rush content on my channel, like people would already know like what I would pull off. So it would be like how would I surprise anyone? Like it became like kind of like a weakness on my part, because like the way I like to approach charts is that you kind of perfect them in the sense that you have certain set pieces, and then you work the chart around those set pieces. Or no, you work your moves around those set pieces during the chart. And that's generally how I approach, like, you know, doing a choreography with a chart. And so, you know, obviously you get better at through repetition, and, you know, obviously the really good takes where I, like, do the choreography really well, those get uploaded on YouTube. And so with people seeing that, they would already have an idea of, oh, what to expect from me, especially when I play like, say, undercover. Like, oh, they know he's gonna do a knee spin on this part. Then at that point, okay, am I really being creative at that point? Like, I'm not really gonna be surprising anyone, except for maybe Sprint, who's never seen like my videos or whatever, right? So like Edukin knows what I can do, Snake knows what I can do, so it's like, you know, can I really, I don't think I could really be creative in a sense, right? Or like surprise them by just playing undercover, love to shovel, crazy shuffle, like. And also, I'm generally not the type of person who likes doing what are called the quote-unquote safe picks, like New Solution. Like, yo, I want to be a little experimental, especially since I haven't played Dance Rush in so long, right? And so, like, I kind of had like this whole entire like before I got picked up by the Maryland gang, I was like on my computer, just watching the New Solution chart. Just watching the New Solution chart, just like, all right, here, trying to like prep before the competition. And so like, oh gosh, I'm so tired. So to prep before the competition, and it was like really good, man. Should I like Actually though, can I like, man, I don't know if I feel like I'm in the most optimal condition to like stream right now. Like, especially talking about the tournament. I feel like I should probably do that tomorrow. I swear, maybe I should probably do that tomorrow. Especially if it's like only 2 views right now. Like, I'll probably give it like, I don't know, 5 more minutes. It'll probably be a shorter stream on this end, and then maybe I'll stream tomorrow when I'm like a little more sober and conscious. And be like, okay, now I have my entire mind clear where I can finally just talk about the tournament. And like, you know, do an analysis, talk about like, oh yeah, some really cool, you know, meeting, like, give all this, you know, give all the details of the story, meet some really cool people, you know, end up, you know, the term, you know, like meeting all the really nice, cool people in the community. So yeah, maybe I should probably just do the stream tomorrow, now I think about it. But yeah, what was I going with this? For now, yeah, I think I'm just gonna, but I guess like right now, I don't know what to do. Like, we're only at 2 viewers right now. No one's really talking, which is like, I mean, okay, that's fine. Sounds good. Sounds good. It's been fun to hear your thoughts about it so far. Yeah, but I'm like, bro, I'm like kind of dead. It's been a long day. I mean, I can just tell you about like my day actually. Like, oh shoot, it's kind of getting warm. Let me take off my coat. So yeah, basically what happened. Maybe I could talk about the tournament tomorrow, the actual tournament tomorrow. But basically, I just talk about like what happened like just today, because like it was a really long day. It was like a really long day, so, you know, I went with the Maryland crew. Oh, shoot, I should come. Yeah, alright. Yeah, so I was basically hanging with the Maryland crew. We went to, like, round 1 again. I got to play some Chrono Circle with Meepson, or, I guess, like, people know him as Nate now. I mean, I think he's, like, name-dropped himself, like, multiple times, so I think I could just say, like, yeah, I went with my friend, my friend Nate, aka Meepson. Like, we just like played Chrono Circle and like some Dance Rush with Kike and Hezi, Hakam Hezi, and another one. I need to get his name up. I forgot his Discord name, so let me get it up. Chespy. Oh, that's so sweet. Chespy just DM'd me. He's like, hi, effing weeboo. Sorry you couldn't meet. My cold/flu got in the way. Dude, I was like so triggered, bro, by that, dude. Cause like, bro, Chespy's like really cool. Like, not only does he like, he deals in like stocks, and I'm like, I like stocks. I'm an econ major. Like, let's talk about how we could like avoid our taxes or something, or trade stocks. I don't know. You'd just be in the Airbnb till like 6 a.m. just be like, yeah, so like, oh yeah, you know how like how Pfizer's doing, right? Oh yeah, Coca-Cola, yeah, buy those stocks, right? Yeah. But anyway, let me get back to where I was talking about, where it was and Murky, yeah, that was his name. Yeah, so yeah, I hung out with those guys. They're a pretty chill group. So basically, what happened was that we ended up eating at like Outback Steakhouse. We were originally planning to get lunch with like the entire Airbnb gang, but like it just didn't materialize, so we just ended up going to Outback. And yeah, I was like kind of bit like nervous because I was kind of on a time limit in some sense, where I was like I wanted to be like back like home by like around 5:30 because like I had a meeting to go to. But luckily, like, it isn't like, oh, I have to be there at 5:30. It's like, I mean, if I arrive there at, like, 6 or 6:30, it's fine, whatever. So, luckily, like, So, luckily, you know, I was able to get back to Pittsburgh on time. But, like, you know, again, I was, like, so tired. You know, in fact, I feel like, you know, I literally might just think about doing the stream tomorrow when I'm just, like, more sober and, like, can talk about this, like, with a more clearer head. But, anyway. I'm just gonna go, like, now just telling you, like, yo, this man, dude, like, this guy, Murky, the guy who drove me back, dude, he's insane. Dude, this guy's crazy, dude. Like, yo, it was raining, it was raining, this guy driving a stick shift, and he's like, yo, I can get you back. I was like, yo, and this guy, like, driving, like, 80 to 90, bro, on the highway, dude, and, like, here's the best part. I wasn't scared at all. I could have just slept, and I was like, yo, I'm fine. You drive 90 miles an hour, stick shift in like adverse weather conditions. That's fine. I was able to sleep during that car ride, and dude, that was amazing. And he was able to, and he had the like, and he was like, oh yeah, sorry, I could only shave off like 15 minutes off your ETA, and I'm like, dude, that was insane. Like, no, dude, you did me a solid. You shaved off 15 minutes when I would have arrived at 6:45. You made me arrive at 6:30. Like, yo, dude. Like, yo. No, props to Murky, dude. Would definitely get a ride with him again, bro. Driving 90 miles an hour, that guy's insane, dude. Dude, I would definitely I would definitely ride with this man again. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, it's been a pretty chill like weekend. I didn't really have a lot. I don't know, what are your it was a pretty chill weekend. I think I'm just gonna reserve talking about the entire tournament thing tomorrow, because I feel like I need to be a little more sober, or a little less sleep deprived talking about it, because I wouldn't like stutter over my words so much. But yeah, so I was like, how's everyone else doing? Like, I don't know, there's only like 2 viewers in the stream right now, so like, I don't know how y'all doing, right? Because like, I get to talk about myself, but I'm curious like what y'all are up to from time to time. Like, I hope I don't become like, like, you peasants or whatever. This is just chill time. Yeah, his driving skills are very admirable. I was like, bruh, this man was the greatest driver I've ever seen. 90, 80, 90 consistently, adverse, like, and like the weather conditions, I mean, obviously I think he knew, like, if it was rain, like pouring, like, obviously he needed to tone it down, but like, like still the roads were kind of wet, so it was like the fact that he could like drive at that speed, like 60, like set over 60 miles an hour at that speed, I'm like, holy frick, and the fact that I was able to fall asleep, and he was like, yo, like, and he was like, and it wasn't like, he was like driving and stuff, and he was like, he was gracious enough to be like, yeah, no, just let me know if you're uncomfortable, right? Like, like, let me know if you're uncomfortable with anything. And I'm like, oh wow, what a nice host, right? What a nice driver. But like, yeah, so like, the fact that he's like, he's like, the fact like, oh, I'm sorry that I could only shave off 15 minutes off your off the ETA. I was like, I found it pretty hilarious, because I'm like, dude, the fact that you did that at all, and like, just for me, I was just like, yeah, dude, I'm perfectly thankful. So like, yeah, but it's too bad though, because like, we missed out on meeting at Chespy, which was another player from SoCal. I met him briefly once in SoCal when I went to Puente Hills Mall. One time when I was visiting LA to visit my friend who was still kind of in school. So we went to Puente Hills over on a Saturday, and I saw Chespy, but by the time like he arrived, I needed to leave. We were kind of on like a time limit, so we needed to leave and stuff, so I was just kind of like, I said our hot hellos, and like I took a picture with him, and we like left. So I was like, too bad we couldn't like actually like sit down, like talk, and be like, oh, how are you, do stuff like that. But yeah, like, it would have been so fun. We could have just like talked about stocks or something. It'd be like, yo, it'd be like, yeah, so tell me, how do you like what ETFs to buy, or like tell me, how do you avoid capital gains tax, something like that. I don't know, I have this deep obsession and hatred about taxes. I don't, so I think from those that like have stayed with me over the Airbnb, or like have ridden in a car with me during the tournament, I think they would know about my hatred for taxes. It's actually pretty funny. Hello, Jasper Toon. Hello, you have made it to the stream. Okay, well, more people are kind of joining. Well, Yeah, I was gonna say a post mistake on the lake stream tonight, but I don't know. I'm feeling kind of sleep deprived, so I think I'm just gonna be like, let's just talk. Let's just ramble on for like an hour and see where this takes us. Yeah, so I don't know. Someone give me like, I feel like if someone like gives me topics or like just talks in the chat to give me like a topic to base my thoughts around, then I could like be a much better like, oh yeah, I could like talk much better. But yeah. But for now, it was like really good. But yeah, you know, like the Airbnb was fun. We stayed with like 9 people in like one Airbnb. Which ended up being like $30 a person, which is like really good. Yeah, stayed with Henry, stayed with Ryu, stayed with Sprite, Freshie, Nate, Ezzy, Kike, myself, and Star-Lord. So like Freshie, Sprite, and Star-Lord, they're from Illinois. Freshie and Fresh and Sprite, they're like really good players. Have I ever played Trinitham? I have played Trinitham. But anyway, let me just talk about like Sprite and Freshie, really good players. And like, dude, short gang, short gang, like 5'2" gang. Yeah, we gotta dominate Dance Rush, bro. We gotta take down Henry and Ryu, those tall people, bro. Nah, bro, we can't have that. 5'2" gang gotta dominate the Dance Rush scene. But anyway, so where was I going with this? Right, so we were just talking about like you know, like we were just we were just like hanging out, eating Denny's at like 2 a.m. and like staying up to like 3 a.m. you know, just like eating Denny's and stuff because like everything was closed after the tournament ended. So we're just like, okay, let's just get Denny's and like eat, right? And so we did that. We just like hung out and talked and like, you know, and like, bro, I stayed up like really late. Like I think I stayed up till like 5 a.m. talking to like Henry and stuff. We were just like talking about like, you know, like school stuff. Like, oh yeah, what's going on with you, like outside of Dance Rush, right? Because like, you know, personally for me, I'm like, you know, when all is said and done, like I don't just want to talk about Dance Rush. I want to like get to know you, you know, like, right? You know, he's like film major, right? I'm like econ major. So he's just like talking about like, oh yeah, how's like school classes and stuff, and like we talk, and then eventually Ryu joined the conversation, and we were just like, oh yeah, you're from like, you know, we're from stuff like that, and you know, I had a really good conversation about Ryu because like he's from Seattle, so like I was like, oh wow, you know, we got to talk about like, oh yeah, I've been to Seattle, like, you know, Pike Place is really cool, you know, and personally for me, I think like if you're ever in Seattle, actually go to Pike Place because markets are amazing. I love markets. I mean, I think part of it is like the econ major in me that's like, I love markets. Also because it's like so interesting, you know, like the dynamics of markets where like, you know, you have two people who really don't really care about each other all that much. Like, let's be honest, they wouldn't really care. Like, that may not really care about that much each other all that much, but because like they have a self-interest in mind, like this guy, you know, the customer wants a product and, you know, the producer wants the customer's money, they end up like, you know, making a deal. And then, you know, when you have all those little interactions in aggregate, and you know, that isn't even like, and that only makes up one part of like an entire market or economy, right? Where you have like, you know, not just the transaction, but people just walking around just looking at the goods. And I always find those dynamics like really cool. I think that's part of why I became like an econ major, because I really love markets, you know. So because I really love markets, so yeah. But getting sidetracked, yeah, so we're just like talking about like Seattle, right? Like, oh, the Space Needle, like, oh, all these other stuff, you know, talking about like, you know, like, oh, what you do outside of Dance Rush. I think you like markets because there's no taxes. That too, but taxes is more of a more general thing. I don't like taxes at all. Yeah, unless because like, bro, they ain't fixing the road with our taxes, I'll tell you that. But I'm not about to get too political here. I'm not about to get too political here. Not in this stream. Not in this stream, but yeah, I just think markets are pretty cool, very dynamic. A lot of people, you know, get a lot of people together. Just having like, you know, for me, like, economies isn't like a machine, more like an organism, right? In some sense of the word, like, you know, people just, it's just kind of spontaneous, right? They're just like, oh, I just want your thing and you want my thing. let's trade. And then having all these in aggregate come together into like one single location is just like, I think it's just really cool. That's why I think that's why I love markets. So yeah, where is it going? This Seattle, right? So you're just talking about like Seattle, where so I mean, I honestly think it was like pretty cool, obviously not just for the competition aspect, but also just meeting new people. And I feel like, because like personally for me, I don't feel myself as like a great conversationalist or like a good socializer, so it's like good to kind of just like just sit down, be able to be like, oh yeah, wow, like just talk to people, like just all relaxed and be like, oh yeah, like where are you from, and then lead the conversation to another topic and then lead it to another topic and so, because like personally I don't think like I'm that type of person. I'm generally very introverted. I don't really like talking. Well, yeah, I don't really like starting a conversation with someone. If someone starts a conversation with me, I'll be like, I'll chat their ear. I'll chat their ear off. But like, I don't really, not really want to initiate conversations. And I personally, for me, because like, professional development or whatever, like character development, I guess you kind of you kind of have to be like, kind of get out of your way to like, go out of your way to like form connections. And I think like that was a really good opportunity to like kind of like try that out, form connections, find some commonality with some people, with different people, like obviously like I'm the only one that's me, right? There's so many other people out there that are like different than me. So just like when you sit down, you talk about a common point, and you like branch out into different weird conversations that becomes like that becomes like A, and it becomes like A, and it becomes like Z over here, right? And it's just like in no way related, but because you like go through like other topics, you just end up in like topic Z, right? Yeah, so it was like pretty cool. You had some funny, interesting moments at the Airbnb. I remember like Sprite was asking me like, yo, did you like, yeah, sorry about like the snoring, right? And I'm just like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I was just listening at, because like it was like, he was like sorry, my throat. Oh man, he's like, sorry about the snoring, but I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was listening to like, I was like listening to an armchair. There's actually a really good channel that I like called Armchair Historian, and I was watching a video about like Putin's rise during the Second Chechen War. And I'm just like, just type that out, and like, yeah, I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I just had earbuds on, just going to and I just fell asleep to like, just to a YouTube video on how Putin just became like a powerful Russian political figure during the Second Chechen War. And just like, because like that's just such like, oh what? Like what? Because that's such like, oh, what kind of topic is it? What kind of topic is this? Like what? Yeah, I don't know. I might make the stream private, because like it's like, really, what's the point? Yo, hey, yo, what's up, Freshie? It's good to see you in like digital form, like after the tournament. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was good to meet you and Sprite and Starlord too, the Illinois gang. Sorry, my throat is dying because like, bro, when we were at round 1 today, the pads was grippy. Like, yo, I could not, like, I exerted so much energy trying to slide my feet around. And like, obviously when you exert a lot of energy, you need a lot more air to like, get that, to get your blood flowing. And dude, I was just like, especially I essentially just kind of choked on air. And like, also couple that with the excitement of like Friday, where I was just like kind of screaming and being like, whoa, overexcitable. Or like overexcited about everything. I don't know. I think I tend to get carried away at times and swept up. So yeah. So that also plays a factor into why my voice kind of sucks right now. By any chance have by any chance have you attended any other rhythm game competitions in the past? If so, how did those go? Okay, yeah. So I've attended Freestyle Takeover when did the pandemic start? That was like right before the pandemic started, because like I remember Freestyle Takeover being like the first tournament where I was like, okay, I want to okay, that's the one I want to kind of try Dance Rush. Sorry, my throat. But Freestyle Takeover, that one's okay. I mean, like, Personally, it wasn't my favorite rule set. So like, but to be fair, Freestyle Takeover is definitely more freestyle heavy, like much more freestyle heavy compared to like, let's say Eclipse East or Mistake on the Lake, where score played a bit more of a factor. But anyway, so I didn't really do well during what was it? Freestyle Takeover, mainly because like I felt, well, obviously because I just started out, right? So like I wasn't that good at Dance Rush. So I wasn't that good at Dance Rush when I first started out. So like it wasn't that good. It was like, I don't know, maybe like 5th or 5th. I think I was like 5th out of 8 during that competition. I did party jumping, and yeah, it wasn't that, like, looking back on it now as a Dance Rush player, and then looking back at the video, like, dude, I was like, dude, this is so cringe. Like, what am I looking at? Why was I this bad, right? So like, that's, yeah. And like, I don't know, I feel like, because like I felt like kind of pressured that, like, because like everyone was like, oh yeah, you gotta look at the audience, right? Like, I felt like that tournament really like emphasized looking at the audience a lot. So I was like, oh, I think I gotta like do that too. So I was like, yeah, obviously, I like personally, I don't really do well when I'm like, oh, I should pay attention to the audience, or like during like my choreo. I generally like, I like like I like playing to the audience, but like doing it like where it's like where I'm just looking at the audience playing the chart, like, nah, I can't do that, man. And then the second one I did was Eclipse East, yeah, back in 2021. Yeah, and that was crazy. That was pretty crazy too. I actually really enjoyed that because I got to meet Nate Meepston. Got to meet him for the first time. I basically stayed at his place. It was great, yeah. Yeah, because like, you know, we're both Filipinos, and like, you know, I'm like where I'm at like right now for college, there aren't really any Filipinos. So I'm like, yes, my Filipino brother, like, tell me about your experience in Maryland, like, and you know, I got to meet his family, right? So you're just talking about like, oh, Filipino stuff, right? Like, yeah, Seafood City, you know, like, you guys got a Seafood City? Is there a Jollibee nearby? Okay, maybe I won't make the stream private. I think I'm just gonna make this like public, because like, yeah, actually, like, now that you're like asking me about all these questions, I actually have like funny like recollections of like what went down during like all these events. So yeah, like I was with Nate, right, and like got to meet his like family, and we're just like talking about like, you know, like Filipino like stuff, like Jollibee, friggin' like Seafood City, talk about like, yo, do you want like, yo, you should come live at this like this place where all the Filipinos are. Yeah, I am Filipino. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm Filipino. It's a genetic disorder. Dude, all those Filipino self-hate jokes are so hilarious. I'm like, where did these come from? But like, dude, these are hilarious. Because like, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm Filipino. It's hilarious. I love them. I love those jokes. But you know, that's part of me, but I guess that's part of me being a fan of just generally self-deprecating humor. I love self-deprecating humor. But anyway, so where was I going with this? Right, so yeah, and Eclipse East was pretty good too. I won, so I met Astralamix. I think I said his Discord name right. Astralamix? He's been name dropped as Demonte, so I'll refer to him as Demonte. Really good player from New York. He won first place during Eclipse East. I met him again during Mistake on the Lake. He got 4th, unfortunately, which was like, dang, unfortunately, I felt really bad. But who else was there? There was T-Griff, there was Vim, who I believe was, I mean, yeah, she had a really interesting costume. It was like traditional Japanese, like, priestess outfit, which was like really nice, because and she played undercover, which is like, you know, a very like spinny chart, and when you have something very flowy, like, it's really nice, right? Yeah, and then there is Dusk, but he didn't end up going to Mistake on the Lake. But yeah, anyway. So I ended up in that tournament. I ended up being third in that tournament. It was so stupid because like I don't know what went through my head, but because like I was like, you know what, I want to try being a big brain and like make After Image Tom look good. I still think hot take that you can that After Image is actually a good dance chart. I'm still standing by that position. I still believe After Image, you can make After Image look good. But anyway, and it really fits with Dance Rush. But anyway, so I was like, you know what? Why don't I like try After Image? You know, try to freestyle After Image with like the trench coat right over there, because you know it fit with the vibe, right? And yeah, it didn't go as well as expected. But for some reason, I ended up like advancing to finals, so second round. And from there, I played About Right, which was like, you know, I like About Right. But it wasn't like my best run because like I really haven't played About Right around that time. So it was just like, again, very experimental. But yeah, but I ended up getting third, and it was like, I don't know, like $30. I forgot how much I won from that tournament, but it was like pretty decent amount of money. It was a pretty decent amount of money. And then, you know, obviously outside of like the entire like tournament scene, like we got to go out to eat with like Nate and Ajikin. We had like lobster rolls, which was like, I mean, you know, it was pretty good, pretty expensive though, which I mean, I guess that's to be expected. But you know, next time I go to Maryland, Nate, you know, I gotta get some crab apparently, and Old Bay apparently, because like those are Marylanders' personality traits. So okay, I gotta try that out, I guess. Other than that, though, yeah, it was, yeah, other than that, it was after that tournament, it was Mistake on the Lake. I didn't go to stage 3 mainly because I was pretty busy. What was I doing? Oh, right, yeah, I think it was like a week before Crunchyroll Expo. So I was like, I don't want to have to just fly down, or go down and then fly back up. Because like I don't think my parents would be like, no, you're not driving down, like you also have to figure out your accommodation. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't gonna go to stage 3, so because due to I think how close it was to Crunchyroll Expo, so I was like, whatever, man. But yeah, no, I would definitely want to go to more Dance Rush tournaments, especially like when I'm back in California, because now that they're opening, you know, obviously now that they're opening the round 1 in San Francisco, I feel like I would go a lot more and be like in train. And also because like I know Snake, like Snack, he works at a round 1, and he could be like, yeah, I can like hook you up with some Dance Rush games. So I'm like, sweet. Joseph Cifuentes, I love you, bro. Watching your videos have made me so inspired. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's always I've said this before, and I mean, I think at this point, I'm always gonna keep saying this. Whenever someone just comes and tells me, you inspire me to like play this game, or you're the one that got me into this game, or you know, stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's pretty crazy. Because for me, it's just like, I just make videos, and I guess like if it gets views, it gets views, and then, you know, people go on with their day. But I guess like have it have an effect on people, it's like, oh, I guess I never really thought about it. I never really thought about it. You know, I'm just a guy who's like, I just like making Dance Rush videos. Just upload it on YouTube. I want to make money on YouTube. Let's just do the, sorry, I hit the mic. I just want to maintain the 2-week schedule. Let's do that. Yeah, so to have people like that come up to like, yeah, you got me into the game, be like that to me, like, oh, that's, you know, that's always really cool. But I'm always like caught off guard with that. It's like, oh shoot, I guess I do. Hey, props to you, I guess, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's really weird because like some people be like, yo, you're effing weeaboo, and I'm like, oh yeah. And I'm just like, I pause for a second, and I'm like, yeah. And it's like, oh, it's so good. And he's like, oh wow, it's so good to meet you. I'm like, oh yeah. Like I pause, or and sometimes I'm like, and you are? Sorry, I don't think we've met. You know, like, and you're effing weeaboo, right? And I'm like, yeah, and you? It's so weird. I'm just like, yeah, I guess, you know. Yeah. So, and you know, like, and you just like, you know, I'm just, you know, I'll be, you know, I'll be down to like, you know, make a little some small chat, but like, you know, you have to forgive. Well, like, yo, if you ever meet me and I'm like super awkward and like silent, I'm just like, you know, don't be offended. Like, that's just me being awkward. Like, I don't know how to take this conversation. It's when you're being like, hi, you're effing Weaver, right? And like, yes. I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I should probably go or something. Yeah. It's so yeah, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah. Other than but wow, I'm stuttering over my words. I gotta get used to this live streaming thing where I could be like a bit more flowy with my like, you know, commentary style. But then again, I feel like it's just that my brain moves faster than my mouth, or maybe the other way around. My mouth moves faster than my brain, so. So it's like I'm like saying something and I'm like, wait, what was I like gonna talk about again? Right? You know, stuff like that. You got a confidence in you that inspires. I only play Pump It Up at a high level and wants to start DRS. If only I was close enough to. Oh. Hey, you got a confidence in you. I mean, I hope I do. I hope I hope I'm doing my job correctly. Like as a YouTuber, be like, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm aware that I'm pretty much like one of the, I mean, of course, along with Ajakin, I'm one of the more consistent Dance Rush content creators, at least in the American scene. Obviously, Keshki is pretty consistent too, but he's Thai, right? But at least in the American scene, like, you know, it's me and Ajakin. And, you know, it's kind of unfortunate because it's like, yo, there are so many other players out there who are probably a lot better than me. Or could be a lot better than me, and they just don't upload. Which, for me, honestly, like, on the one, you know, obviously, on the one hand, right, it's like, it's unfortunate because, like, you know, you guys are really good. You should get recognition for your choreos and your dance moves, right? And also at the same time, you know, it's also tactical. It's also tactical for me, so that I could like look at your moves and see what moves to steal during. Look at what moves to steal during you know, when you play a Dance Rush. You know, because like, you know, some of these people, right? Because like, you know, part of being a Dance Rush YouTuber, I feel like puts you at a disadvantage in some sense, because not only are you competing with other people, or when it comes to like competitions, because not only when you're like competing with other people who you don't know how they play, or you don't know their style, so you can't really like find a way to kind of counter them in some sense, or like you don't know what moves they'll pull. Whereas like me, like, dude, I'm like straight up an open book. Like you could just literally look at my YouTube channel and look like all the moves that I can pull off in like certain charts, and you'll be like, and then you can be like, oh yeah, I know what he's gonna do during like this part in Undercover. And then it's like, yeah, well, frick, I can't really do that in Undercover, even though I really want to, because it's such a good move in Undercover. You know what I mean? Like, so it's stuff like that where I'm just like, okay, I kind of have to pick a song where it's like, no one knows that, like, no one knows how I would play this song. Which is why I kind of picked New Solution, because, like, I've never uploaded a New Solution routine on YouTube. So they wouldn't know, like, what I would put off. Yeah, dang, my boy's famous. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised. You know, we got, I got multiple people literally come up to me and be like, you know, you're effing Weevu, you're the one that got me into this game. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I could go more into detail probably in tomorrow's stream, if I do decide to stream. I might, because I could be a little more sober and just talk about, like, like, the actual tournament itself. And like in terms of like, oh, you know, analysis and stuff. But I don't know, maybe tonight I could. He has TikTok fans. Yeah, I do actually. I don't know about that. Okay, Ember, calm down. And calm down. I know who you are, and I know where you live. So yeah, watch yourself. Yeah. Yeah, nah, bruh. Nah, disowned. Straight up disowned. Nah, bruh. Yo. Yes, Ember. someone I've known from since time immemorial. Yeah, I'm just basically here talking about random stuff. I don't know, man. Like, it's been a long day, so I'm like, should I really be like talking about like the tournament when I'm not really like in the best mind of things? So I think I'm kind of just chilling and talking, just be like, you know, if someone's saying something, I'll probably just like talk and stuff, be like, yeah, you know, maybe like, I don't know, maybe do an ask me anything or something, just send questions and being like, you know, stop like start asking me questions and be like, yeah, we'll just talk about like a certain topic and we'll just like run with it. You know, like I feel like those streams are pretty cool. You know, it's just like a chatting stream where it's just like you do stuff with some lo-fi and, you know, yeah. So I don't know, I guess like now we kind of got more people. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, how are y'all? You know, like I talk about myself, but like I'm kind of curious about you guys, you know. Or like, you know, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so, you know, I think I'll start. Ember, how are you? What are you up to? I'm on 15 right now. I don't know what this means. I think this is Valorant? Which is, come on, man, really? I'm on 15. Oh, probably on break, question mark. It is quite, that, I think that makes sense, yeah, on break, considering, what are you doing with the Madi keychain? Oh, this little thing? It's so cute, bro, dude, thank you, Emu, although, I think I robbed you of, like, 5th place or something, Freshie, like, I looked at the score sheet, you got like, 86, and like Sprite got like 84 and I got like 81, so I think someone screwed up in like the placements or something, so I'm sorry for robbing you of this keychain, but it's so good I'm keeping it, you know. Someone's gonna have to talk to Ajikin or Snack and be like, you might want to look at the score sheets again. I don't know, but yeah, no, Freshie, you did really well. You know, you did really well. Obviously, you know, I don't know how new you are to Dance Rush, but, you know, obviously, you know, if there's some more refinement, dude, I think you'll do really well. You'll do really well, especially since, like, you know, you got more years than I do. You know, you're young. You know, you got like, I'm old. I'm almost like 20 now. You know. Where what? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I think you got robbed, because like I looked at the score sheet, you got like 86, right? And like Freshie got 84, or sorry, Sprite got 84. It started the same time as Sprite. Oh, you did. Okay, when did Sprite start? Well, anyway, but just the fact that like, you know, like I'm an old man, bro. I'm 20. You got more years ahead of you, man. You got more time to get better than I can, right? And you know, I'm fully confident that you can do that, you know. So, props to you. You did really well during Eclipse, not Eclipses. Sorry, mistake on the lake. You did really well. You know, with more refining and practice, I think you'll be able to like be like a really good player. Bro, I'm 22. Yeah. I'm old, man. Yeah, I'm old and you're Asian. Yeah, you're like January. Oh, okay, yeah. But anyway, TLDR, yo, you got so much time to refine your style, unlike me. So like, yo, I think you have what it takes to be a really good player. I really do. So like, you know, obviously, you know, like you know what they say, right? Start 'em young. Yeah, so yeah, Joseph, you're 22. Yeah, you're a fossil. Dude, it's actually really weird, like, cause like I've been like, well, I haven't been asking people's ages. Oh, well, I kind of have been, cause like I was just like, yo, how old are y'all? You all look like really young, which is like fair, you know. But I'm like, y'all in college, or you like working, like you just graduated or something, and you like start working or what? Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but it's really cool to see all these young dancers players, you know, pop up. You know, obviously, you know, I would appreciate it if you don't upstart me. You know, I got a reputation to uphold. Nah, I'm just messing. But like, yeah, no, it's really good because that just goes to show, right, that there are people who can continue on, you know, the I guess the quote unquote legacy, right? Who can continue on, you know, making, you know, being taking the game further, right? In some sense, both you know, creatively, you know, in terms of creativity with choreography, right? So I think it's really cool. Yeah. Anyway, does anyone got like another question? I'd be down. I'd be so down to just like make this a Q&A time where I just like talk about like topics, bro. Anyway, how's the audio so far? Like, am I like, because like I'm experimenting with a new camera setup, and like so the mic is kind of like, I kind of have to look at the camera or look at the side, right? And the mic's right here, so I'm like, okay, is the sound quality like different as opposed to like me just putting the camera over there in the front, and then, you know, I'm talking directly to the mic. Yeah, so, you know, feel free to give some feedback on the audio. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just, oh man, I'm just kind of looking at my, like, you know what, actually, audio coming through? Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, so, I don't know. You know, I've been, while we're, like, kind of just, like, just chilling, yeah. Just looking at my, like, YouTube recommended, because it's, like, very interesting, because I have a very, like, wide range of, like, interest in topics that I'm just, like, channels that I'm subscribed to. Like, I don't really subscribe to a lot of channels, but, like, all the channels I'm subscribed to, like, they can be, like, from gaming to, like, history to, like, economics or geopolitics, right? Foreign affairs. I mean, which is, and cooking. And, like, Chinese cooking, right? And, you know, there's some, like, you know, like, there's, you know, obviously, there's the rhythm game stuff, because, you know, I also like watching, like, you know, honestly, because, like, you know, I feel like, personally for me, I like looking into people's other people's interests outside of, like, rhythm games, right? Like, because, like, you know, I think people are, you know, obviously people are much more interesting than just rhythm games, right? Like, they got other things they're into, right? Like, you know, for me personally, like, I love history, right? So, like, you know, I have, like, I'm subscribed to, like, a few history channels. Like, you know, obviously I don't have as much time to be, like, really get into it as much as, like, Dance Rush videos, you know, because, like, that's my main thing. But, like, you know, I like watching history videos from time to time. So, like, there's, like, this channel called Tasting History with Max Miller. Man, I'm probably just doing, like, channel recommendations now. There's one called Tasting History with Max Miller, where basically he goes over, like, historical foods throughout history, and he kind of, like, recreates them and, like, goes over the history, like, how they developed and stuff, and, like, kind of tries them out. It's really cool. I think it's a really cool concept, and, like, I actually really enjoy that. Hey, Meepson, what's up? Yeah, right now I'm just kind of just talking about, like, YouTube channels, like, outside of rhythm games that I'm into. There's another one called Coast Tunes, because, like, I'm actually really into roller coasters, so I actually like watching roller coaster videos from time to time. You know, like, Airtime Thrills, where he does, like, more, like, top 10 lists of, like, roller coasters and stuff. El Toro Ryan, he does actually, like, video essays on roller coasters. Really interesting. It's really nice to have it, like, on the background, and he's just, like, working, and he's, like, talking about, like, oh yeah, here's all, like, the engineering problems that, like, occurred during, like, the building of, like, El Toro or something, which is, like, really cool. You know, also, like, Expedition Unknown, right? Or, like, Expedition, I recommend how cheap parents why blueberries are so expensive. In-depth history. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's really interesting, right? Yeah. Yeah, so, like, you know, I got, like, Coast Tunes. They're actually really cool. Because, like, it's all, like, drawings and stuff, and they're, like, he's really funny. He's super sarcastic and deadpan, and I'm like, dude, that's kind of the humor that I want, you know? Where he's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, Cedar Point, yeah, it's like all these coasters, and it's expensive, you know, like that type of deadpan humor, I'm so much of a fan of. What else? You know, Armchair Historians, also a really good history channel. I really enjoyed his videos. It's like a team of people where they basically talk about, like, history, obviously, like battles during the World Wars, you know, obviously historical events. Like, there's this one I'm looking at called America's Stalingrad Battle of Aachen, animated history, and it's, like, animated too, so you kind of get, like, the cinematic feel of it. you know, like I think that's really cool. There's one called Chinese Cooking Demystified. That's really interesting, actually. You know, that actually got into that channel like very recently, because like I'm really into like the Canton, like I like Chinese food, I think, and you know, I think Cantonese cuisine is actually very interesting, considering like especially like Hong Kong, right? Considering, you know, its history of being a British colony, right? So there's like some influence of, you know, British food, British cuisine in it, and cha cha tang. Hopefully I said that right. I should probably learn Cantonese sometime, and Mandarin too. But you know, cha cha tang, right? Where it's kind of like local Hong Kong diners. Pretty interesting. Makes me kind of want to go to Hong Kong. You know, you know, there's that. There's Caspian Report. So there's like Caspian Report. That one's like geopolitics, foreign affairs type stuff, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, you know, I'm currently taking a class on like diplomacy and statecraft. So we basically kind of talk about like foreign affairs a lot, like, you know, especially like with like you know, obviously war in Ukraine and Russia. I'm actually kind of working on a project about like the South China Sea and how that affects like China, Taiwan. I'm gonna get banned in China, bro. China, Taiwan, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia. Oh, and I don't know if Indonesia is involved, but Malaysia for sure, and Brunei, and the Philippines. And basically, like, my role is like trying to talk about like, oh, how the Philippines kind of plays all into the South China Sea conflict. So I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of a little interested in foreign affairs. I mean, kind of, yeah. Like, I kind of like. I think it's good to have like a general basic knowledge of it, just to kind of understand what's going on in the world. But yeah. Then there's like, you know, some music, right? What else do I have as far as like, yeah, Polymatter's like pretty cool. You know, channels like that. Also my like sub to Company Man is pretty interesting. I haven't watched this stuff in a long time though, but like I do like his like breakdowns of like, you know, like certain companies. They're pretty cool. Yeah, it's only now that I realize like my interests are very out there. Like, you know, on the one hand you might have like, you know, again, like history channels, and then you have one on like strictly dumpling. Like, I like Mikey Chen, actually. Mikey Chen's really good. I really love his videos. I haven't had as much time to just sit down and watch like other YouTube channels. So I haven't seen like Strictly Dumpling in a long time, but like I really love Strictly Dumpling's like videos. They're really cool. They're really fun. So I highly recommend it if you're like into like food vlogging. Like, yeah, go watch Strictly Dumpling. It's amazing. He's great. I love Mikey Chen. Yeah, I don't know what else do I watch. But like again, like my interest is pretty out there. Like Economics Explained, like I really like his videos. Kind of breaks it down very simply. I like JJ McCullough. Kind of like talks about like Canadian and American culture. Really cool. It's like fun, like short little 10-minute videos where you talk about like cultural stuff about like America and Canada. I think it's really, it's really interesting to me. There is Economics Explained. I think like, you know, I like Cold Fusion. I haven't seen Cold Fusion though in a while. Lang Focus. I'm actually really into languages too. Yeah, I really do find languages pretty interesting. You know, like, yo, what's up, man? I saw your Iron Gwazi video and I thought it was cool. Do you know any good coasters in SoCal? Because I'm planning to go in the spring. In SoCal? I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's kind of hard to say because only recently I got into the roller coaster game, and I'm from NorCal, so like I don't really go to SoCal a whole lot. But as far as I know, I hear like where all the good coasters at in SoCal are in Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is in Valencia, and you can go to Knott's Berry Farm, which is like it's actually nearby Disneyland. It's actually, and it's pretty. Their coaster selection is also pretty good. Other than that, I mean, if you really want, go to SeaWorld. They don't really have a big coaster. They only have like one coaster. Oh no. I mean, they have a one hybrid. It's kind of like a coaster water ride, and then they have like an actual coaster. Yeah, which I mean, you know, if you really want to go to SeaWorld, fine. Like, yeah, it's low tier for me, like low priority for me. if you want coasters. And then, you know, Legoland, obviously, best park in SoCal, you know, Legoland, obviously. But yeah, I think if you want if you really want roller coasters in SoCal, you want to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and then because they tend to have the most coasters, and a lot of coasters generally are pretty high quality. And then you go to Knott's Berry Farm. Yeah. Anyway, but where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I was like talking about like languages and stuff. I find languages like really interesting. You know, like, you know, I like back then I mean back then I took Mandarin. Like back in middle school I took Mandarin, and you know, being my middle school self, I just really didn't appreciate Mandarin. I was just like, yeah, whatever, I don't care about Mandarin. And like I don't even know Tagalog, bro. Like, and now I think about it, I'm like, dang, I probably should have like picked up Tagalog, bruh, because like it's okay. Well, let's talk about like Chinese, because like, you know, like, bro, Chinese is actually like pretty cool language. Mandarin's a pretty cool language. I really like Mandarin, and I kind of want to learn. And Cantonese is pretty cool too. So like, bruh, that's like, you know, but you know, my foreign language background is actually in Japanese. Yeah. Anyway, I got to go. Oh yeah, for sure. But anyway, yeah, my foreign language background is actually in Japanese. Mainly because like my teacher was like, you know, you kind of did a lot of your courses, right? So you should probably like take you should take Japanese, right? So I was like, yeah, all right, yeah. So, or she was like, you can feel free to take an online course, right? And it's like, okay, I'll take Japanese. And you know, the way the lessons were structured, I was like able to like I was able to actually understand like, oh, this is how language works, right? Like this is how Japanese works, right? And just kind of it just kind of clicked for me, and then now my appreciation for languages like kind of just like increased. Like now I'm like, dang, I really want to learn Chinese. Like Chinese is a really cool language. Also Cantonese, you know, if you want to speak to Hong Kongers and other I don't know if people in the mainland speak I don't know if there are like some regions in the mainland that speak Cantonese, but I'm pretty sure Hong Kong definitely does speak Cantonese. You know, Korean too, you know, reach out, you know, get the big 3 Asian languages, and then, you know, just like Tagalog, right? It's actually really interesting, like the Austronesian languages. They're very, very cool, very, you know, very interesting like language family, because like you have Indonesian, Malaysian, and then Tagalog, or well, Filipino, as they now like changed the name to Filipino, right? So you have Indonesian, Malaysian, and Filipino. They're not mutually intelligible per se, but they are very similar to each other, which is why like, you know, it's actually very funny, because like my dad would tell me like, yeah, we, you know, they're, you know, one of our family friends are Malaysian, and like he can kind of, you know, and you say some Tagalog, and like, you know, you can kind of like, oh yeah, and he'd be like, oh, I kind of understand what you mean, right? He even knows how to speak some Tagalog, right? Because like that's how, you know, because those languages are very related to each other. So it's, you know, it's stuff like that where it's like, oh, if I learn Tagalog, wow, might have an easier. Yeah, HK mainly speaks Cantonese, right? Yeah, I figured. Or Shangang, right? I was like, Richport. Shangang, isn't that the Chinese name of Hong Kong? But anyway, yeah, so like, you know, it's like, oh wow, so if you like learn one like Indonesian, Malaysian, or Tagalog, you know, you could like I feel like you might have a decent transition into those other languages, right? So yeah, this is why I like Langfocus, because he talks about like all these languages and stuff, and it's like really interesting, right? Like Arabic's really cool. Also like writing of Arabic's like really beautiful. Hebrew would be really cool too. Like Hebrew is also really cool. Like, you know, just like, you know, the historic basis of Hebrew, right? The Semitic languages, right? It's really interesting about that. Yeah, German, French. Well, we don't like the French here. I don't know what's with the internet's obsession with like hating on the French? Like, is that still a thing? I don't know, but like, I guess we're still making fun of the French. Yeah, like, what else? What other language? Italian would be cool. Greek, obviously. Latin, even though like technically it's a dead language, but whatever. Latin, speak Latin. We'll make Latin great again. Yeah, you know, obviously I've made known my love for East Asian languages, you know, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Yeah, I like to learn Japanese and Cantonese. Yeah, for sure. you know. And you know, Spanish aptitude, and like speaking of Spanish, bro, like dude, when Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out, like the reboot, dude, Alejandro Vargas, dude, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say it in that accent, but like Alejandro Vargas, dude, amazing, dude, I love his voice actor. He was like, yo, you know, I can't probably like do his voice, but it's like, you know, the way he's like, he speaks Spanish, it's like, oh, it's so good, like, oh, you know, like, yo, I kind of want to learn Spanish now, just so that I could like, you know, try to like get into that voice, right? Where it's like, oye, mira, right? Or like, I can't speak Spanish, but you get what I mean. Like, dude, his voice like was so good. Like, his performance was really good in Modern Warfare 2, and especially that Valeria too, right? That her character, her voice actor was amazing. So like, and they made like, wow, Spanish is like, man, it's pretty cool. No, using the accent is good. Yeah, but like, I feel like I'd be bad with the accent. I feel like my accent is bad. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean. Like, but anyway, how about French? I mean, French would be, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, French is fine. Like, I think French would be very interesting to learn. But like, to me, European languages are so low priority for me. European languages are like low priority. Let me learn the Asian ones first, and then maybe the, you know, like, let me learn the Asian ones. I don't know what that says about me, but maybe I'm just like an Asianophile, or I don't know what is the technical term for people that likes Asia? No, that is not right. Gosh, they're asking me like, no. What was it? Like, what is there a term? Weeaboo? Weeaboo? No, that's Japanese, bro. I'm talking about like all of Asia. Machina, OMG, it's a Dancer Pro. I don't know, man. After that tournament, bro, I think I don't know, man. Like, yeah, the Dance Rush Pro. I don't know, man. After that tournament, kind of rough. What's your Asian origin again? I'm actually Filipino, so like, but like still not. I'm like curious, because like, you know, you have Weeb, you have Koreaboo, China is like Sinophile, right? But like, what about like all of Asia? Is there a term where it's like you just love all of Asia? Like Anglophile, right? You like British, you like stuff from the UK, right? Or, but like, is there like a term that like is like a Europeanophile, you know, like a Europaphile? I don't know. And then Asianophile, something like that. I don't know. But I just like, I'm generally more drawn to the Asian stuff more than the European stuff. That's all I can say. But yeah. So I basically talked about languages. Yeah, I think I just talked about wow, cool, you're Filipino? Yeah, it's a genetic disease, I'm afraid. It's a genetic disorder. Filipino gang. Yeah, we Filipinos gotta stick together. We gotta repent for our sin of being Filipino. Dude. Man, what if I just like straight up just watch a YouTube video right now and just react to it in real time? Like, let's just watch Dance Rush videos or something? I don't know, man. We could watch Keshki play his new... Oh, wait, what? What if we watch Keshki's new video? Mikey Chan's... Dude. Yeah, Mikey Chen has been to the Philippines and... Yeah, totally loves Jollibee. I love Jollibee. Dude, Jollibee is like S tier. It's like S tier. You can't like... You can't say otherwise. Anything below S tier is just wrong. Jollibee is like the best fried chicken and like the best spaghetti. Just lower your expectation. Just don't expect Italian spaghetti. That's it. Yes, we should. We should. Dude, I'm just like kind of rambling now. I'm just like rambling, not that like... I mean, I wouldn't say so, not sober per se, but I'm just like super tired. So I don't want to like, I feel like I wouldn't be in the best state of mind to talk about the tournament. Like, especially analyzing other people's like performances like right now. I'm probably do tomorrow. Like, I'll probably do it tomorrow. I think I shouldn't be that busy tomorrow. And besides, hopefully, like, we can get, like, the Mistake on the Lake gang together. Well, maybe not, at least, maybe not together in a voice call, but there is a lot of Jollibee now in the US. But we should probably get we should probably get into, like, a VC together where you just, like, well, or maybe not VC, but you just, like, I'll stream and then we just, like, chat about, like, the freaking tournament. Because, like, it's fun. It's, like, fun to recount, like, those experiences, man. Like, you know, 24 contestants and, like, you know, Airbnb with, like, 9 people, bro. And, like, we had, like, an extra 2 that, like, you know, just hung out with us. And then they had their own accommodations, but they hung out with us for that. For quite a bit of time. And, like, yeah, I got to meet some of the New York gang. Like, dude, you know, there's, like, one player, like, Lima Bean. Dude, she was, like, so nice. I was like, oh, thank you, you know? like, she was so nice. And I'm like, oh, you know, like, my heart, you know? It was great. And, like, yeah, she had like a video of me playing, like, New Solution, because, like, dude, it was so funny, because, like, you know, she'd have, like, the tripod during the tournament. She'd have, like, a tripod, her phone, like, recording the videos and stuff, recording the contestants. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I know who I'm playing to when I'm playing this chart. I am pointing to that I will be playing for that camera. Yeah. But, oh shit, I should probably check my audio. Okay, my audio's good. But yeah. Anyway, Mount Zion LLC. Very interesting name, by the way. I wonder where that name came from. I wonder who also... I very much wonder where that name came from. I think I know where that name would come from. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of Jollibee now in the US. Yeah, a lot of Jollibee now in the US. It's actually, like, bro... But, like, I mean, yeah, where I live, dude, Jollibee is like a cultural institution. Do you always do live around this time? Generally, yes, because I'm currently in the East Coast, and it's like, and I look at my YouTube analytics, and it says, like, most of my audience is, like, around, like, on YouTube around this time, so it's like, okay, that's generally, I think, the optimal time to stream. But, yeah. And generally, yeah, so, yeah, and it's generally the most convenient for me, too. So, yeah. There's a lot of Jollibee now in the US. Yeah, it's actually, I mean, yeah, where I live, there's a lot of Jollibee. Like, it's a cultural institution. It's like there's one, like, nearby my house. I could literally walk to my nearest Jollibee. It's, like, amazing. But, like, now that I'm, like, where I'm at for college now, like, there isn't any. And it's so sad. It's so depressing. Because it's, like, Jollibee's, like, getting so popular now. It's actually really crazy. I've been, like, I mean, like, you know, you see all these channels that are like, yo, we try Jollibee, like, all these react videos, they're preying on the Filipinos, like, oh, wow, they're liking our culture, right? That sort of mentality, bro. And they're like, dude, they're, like, baiting them, bro. I feel, which is, like, you know, I at the end of the day, I don't really care. I mean, you know, if you like Jollibee, if you genuinely like Jollibee, that's cool, like, that's cool, right? And if you generally don't like Jollibee, you're wrong. You know, like, you know, so, but anyway, yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, I just, yeah, I you know, if they just built a Jollibee nearby, like, nearby my place, right where I'm living at right now, like, I'd be so happy. I'd be, like, eating there a lot. You know? Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Mount Zion LLC, thank you for the interesting responses. But I gotta say, yo, you got, like, an interesting account name, like, Mount Zion LLC. First of all, Mount Zion, right? Like, dude, that's, like, you know, I'm also, like, into, like, Israel. Like Israel's a very interesting country. I actually do want to visit Israel at some point in time. Because, like, you know, obviously, like, I like history and, you know, obviously, like, all the... Oh, shoot, I touched my mic. But, like, I like the, you know, like, I want to visit, like, the history, right? Western Wall, like, all the Crusades happen, right? The religious significance of that. It's really cool. I find those things really cool, like, the temples, right? It's really nice. So I really do want to visit Israel. It's actually, I really do. It feels like an interesting place to visit. And so, like, Mount Zion, right? I was like, bro, is this, like, this is very, very Jewish, I guess, right? Like, I bet this is, like... And then LLC is like, is this, like, a business? Like, Mount Zion LLC? What? I kind of like their spaghetti. I tried the spaghetti. It's, sweet and sour. I like it. Kind of like it better. Yeah. Yeah, I do, too. I do, too, personally. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate Italian spaghetti, but like Jollibee spaghetti is what I grew up with, man. Like, you can't replace that. Yeah, but like speaking of like Mount Zion, like this name Mountain Zion LLC, it's like that's such an interesting name. I'm like, what? How'd you come up with this name, bro? Like Mount Zion, right? Like it's like the mountain. It's like Mount Zion, right? It's like in Israel. Like, okay, what does that have to do with any? Like, what does that have to do with your company, right? LLC, right? You know, limited liability company. What? Yeah, but like Mount Zion, yeah, is, you know, yeah, it's a hill in Jerusalem, right? Yeah, like Jerusalem's really interesting. I really want to visit Jerusalem. Like, pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool place. Yeah, I really like history. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd, as I've been told many times before. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know what else to kind of just say other than like what. Might be good if Jollibee comes with, actually I don't know about pizza. Also, like, you know, considering the Filipino market, there's already a big pizza chain in the Filipino market that already has that market down pat. So like, I don't know, like Greenwich Pizza, I think, in fact, I think Jollibee even owns that, like, even owns that restaurant. I think they own Greenwich Pizza. Let me look it up. Let me fact check. Like, dude, yeah, Greenwich Pizza. Okay, so yeah, so Jollibee, the thing with Jollibee and pizza is that the problem is that there's another company in the Philippines called Greenwich Pizza. Business partner came up with his name, Mount Zion. I wonder why. I wonder how you got, like, I would just wonder how you got to Mount Zion as a good name. Hey, pretty cool though. But anyway, so talking about Greenwich, right? The thing is, like, the Jollibee and pizza is that Greenwich Pizza already kind of has that market covered, and it's owned by Jollibee. So it's like, at that point, does Jollibee have like any, like, they already have a foot in the marketplace for pizza, so there's no real point for Jollibee themselves to actually make pizza because they already own a pizza chain in the Philippines. Now, if you can get Jollibee to get their pizza chain from the Philippines to the US, now that's a different story. In fact, I think it'd be pretty interesting. But yeah. So, yeah, Greenwich Pizza, they're actually owned by the Jollibee Foods Corporation, which is actually very interesting in and of itself. Like, dude, the stuff that I found, like, about what Jollibee owns, like, it's pretty crazy. Shakey's in Greenwich. Is Shakey's also owned by Jollibee, though? Yeah, so yeah, they got another restaurant that sells pizza. So there's like really no point for Jollibee themselves to actually sell pizza since they already got another chain to do it for them. And Shakey's, right? So I don't think Shakey's is owned by Jollibee though. But it's actually pretty interesting, right? Because like you have Jollibee Foods Corporation, right? They own like quite a bit of brands. It's actually insane. Actually, maybe I should like get this on Wikipedia, right? Yeah, no clue. Yeah, well, anyway, Nate, good to see you in the chat. I think we'll actually talk about the tournament in earnest tomorrow, because like, dude, I am so tired tonight. Like, after the entire trip and like going to a meeting and then like going home, I'm just like, I don't think I'm in the right state of mind to discuss the tournament in like a great capacity. So I think I might just do it tomorrow. Departmentalization business strategy. Is that what they did? I don't know. I don't really know. I'm probably just tying out of my butt. But oh gosh, that's okay. We're gonna ignore that. We're gonna go to Pro Gamer YT. Okay. Whoa, what is going on? Why was? Oh, I remember now. Okay, because this isn't I'm using a 4K monitor. That makes so much more sense. Okay. So yeah, y'all can see this, right? So like they own Jollibee, obviously, right? Greenwich, which is pretty obvious. Like I knew that. Like this is common knowledge to me too. Red Ribbon, also common knowledge. Chowking, Mang Inasal is like Dude, they don't have Mang Inasal here. But I hear it's like very big grilled chicken in the Philippines. Tomorrow night, if any of them wanted to. Oh. Oh, shoot. I mean, that's actually possible. Might even stream it, actually. Be pretty fun. That'd be a pretty fun event, actually. I think I might be down. Please send it. You know where to reach me. I know you in real life. I know where you live. But yeah, so you got Chowking, right? Chowking's actually pretty common where I'm from, back in California. Like if you want your shopao, that's where you get it. Chowking. I love the asada shopao, dude. Mang Inasal, but food is comparable to Max. I don't like Max's though. I personally don't like Max. I feel like their chicken's dry. Maybe I've had a bad Max's. Maybe my local Max's is bad, but like, yo, I kind of don't like their chicken. Like, I would much rather go somewhere else than the Max's for their chicken. You fool! I already know where I live. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Then they just straight up buy Burger King from the Philippines. Like they own the Burger King in the Philippines. Like, okay. Smash Burger's actually the most interesting one though, because like it's like an American chain. Like, so, you know, dude, we're gonna go into Wikipedia rabbit hole. Youngha King specializes in noodles. Okay, yeah, this one I've never known. I think this was straight up just in mainland China. Dry chicken? Yeah, but I want my chicken moist. So like, come on, bro. If you want crunchy chicken, just get fried chicken, bro. Like, get Jollibee. What? Anyway, Youngha King. This is only in like, what is it? I think this is only in China. I'm gonna have to ask Henry about this. Have you been to this place called Youngha King? If I said that right. In Hongzhongyuan, Chinese fast food chain Tortas Frontera by Chef Rick Bayless. I don't know who this person is, and I don't even know this restaurant, but now, hey, the more you know, they own a US-based Mexican food place. I don't know how they got to that point, but hey, that's cool, I guess. Right? They own Panda Express in the Philippines. That's actually pretty funny. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow, it's a joint with a Panda restaurant. Oh, okay. Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. Yes, I've definitely seen this one before. And is owned by, I don't know, it's American. Yeah, see, I just wanna see a video of like, how did Jollibee just end up I mean, I know there's a video out there. I've seen a video out there of like Jollibee getting brands, but I just want to know how they got the foreign brands. Like, what drove them to the decision of being like, yeah, I want a foreign brand, and literally for the, you know, the owners of the business themselves to be like, yeah, I'll give it to some Filipino company. Like, what I just want to see their thought process. It's very interesting. The Coffee Bean Tea Leaf, Yoshinoya. Oh, dude, I love Yoshinoya. It's actually very good. I've had a Yoshinoya when I was in San Jose. We were just hanging out I was just hanging out with a group with two friends. Yeah, like we played Top Golf, and then like right after we just like wanted like something cheap and like quick. And he's like, yeah, let's go to Yoshinoya. I'm like, sure. And it was pretty good gyudon, like really good, pretty good. Obviously it's the best, no, but like for what it was worth, it was pretty good. Tim Ho Wan, Asia Pacific, Hong Kong Dim Sum. Oh, it's a Michelin star restaurant too. World's cheapest Michelin star restaurant. That's a rabbit hole. But why does Jollibee own it? Like, what? That's weird. And the Milk Shop. Jollibee Group acquired 51% of Milk Shop International, operating Taiwanese milk tea chain, and Taiwan's best milk tea brand. Alright, that's interesting. Former brands. Delafrance. Oh, yeah, I remember like a video talking about this before. Yeah, but at this point, I just don't really care. Labor policy. Infringement in China? What? This is a fast food chain under the name Joy Ruby. What? Okay, I guess. Yeah. But like, dang. Smash Burger, right? It's like really interesting because it's like, why would they decide to buy an American chain? I do want to go to Smash Burger now that I know it's owned by Jollibee, though. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, me try Smash Bros. And then Tim Ho won. PlayStation started. And it has expanded. Oh shoot, that's crazy to think about. Oh. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. All right, I know where to go when I'm in Hong Kong, bro. I know where to go when I'm in Hong Kong. There's one in New York City. Oh shoot! Well, if I get an internship in New York, I know where I'm going. Irvine, Las Vegas, Waikiki, Katy, Texas. I mean, okay, if I study abroad in Tokyo, that'd be cool. And then if I get a internship at New York City, I could go there too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's actually very interesting how Jollibee kind of operates. Yeah, now you know my YouTube recommendations. Oh, like, Ajikin's there, right? It's just tasting history. Lo-fi. Have that as like the background. Yeah, it's stuff like that, and just like news, obviously, and then trash taste, like yada yada yada. Anyway, bro, I'm gonna get like exposed for like some of my recommendations, which is like I don't really care. It's like there's like it's not like I'm searching anything sus on this like account, you know, like what the most sus thing would be ASMR or something, and it's like okay, yeah, like it's not even like, I mean, it's like adjacent to what I like would regularly listen to, but even if I listen to that like regularly, you know, I mean I do sometimes. I just need to like just have white noise and I need to fall asleep. ASMR is the way to go. But oh yeah, I need to stretch. Oh gosh. Anyway, where was I going with this? Right, yeah. So I don't really have anything else planned. It's like 1 hour and 40 minutes in. Sussy ASMR? Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Like, I don't really search up Sussy ASMR. Can you do ASMR? I don't know, like, how do you do ASMR? Is it just like you whisper into a mic? I'm pretty sure you need like specialized equipment. You got like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, what the frick? What is ASMR? Like, do I gotta do like a voice where I'm like talking about like where I talk like Solid Snake or something? Like, Colonel, I don't know, like, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of my butt cheek keeps alerting the guards, right? Like something like that. Is that ASMR for you? Is that enough ASMR for you? Right? It's like, oh yeah. Let's like do Snake's voice and like it with a big smoke sorter, right? I actually kind of do really like Snake's voice. I've been obsessed with voice acting as of recently. It's actually very interesting, I guess, right? Like let's get Big Smoke sorted, right? What's the quote? Let me get the quote. Right. Okay. Like, right. I was having fun with like watching this video of like Snake just doing like like David Hayter doing the Snake voice, just saying the most ridiculous stuff. It's amazing. It's hilarious. But anyways, like, you know, I was like, I'll have 2 number 9s. Number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda. Like, I don't know. Maybe that I feel like that's a pretty bad Snake impression. But like, dude, I just love Snake's gruff voice. Like, it's really funny. I mean, it's really funny when it's like used when it's used for like, you know, like stuff like Big Smoke's order. It's hilarious. Friendly neighborhood. FN ASMR. Yeah, I'm gonna rebrand my channel. That's like gonna be the name of the second channel, guys. That's the name of the second channel. FN ASM. Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Yeah. Say Jollibee, but whisper. Jollibee. Is that enough for you? But dude, but I don't know. Voice acting is really cool. It's like, I mean, obviously you can have fun on. I feel like, I mean, obviously, I'm probably is not gonna be like, oh, it's easy. It's an easy job. It's not. But like, I can tell, like, if you can really put your soul into this, like, it'd be really fun. Or you can make it really fun and be like, you know, for yourself, right? Like, no, Alejandro Vargas's voice is like really fun. I really loved his performance. It was really good. And then who else? Valeria's voice actor, phenomenal. And also the motion capture is very good. The graphics are amazing too. Like, you know, I kind of, you know, I'm not too much of a COD player, but I do appreciate COD campaigns, especially like the Modern Warfare campaigns. Like, I really like them. What else? Like, you know, Soaps, like, you know, Scottish accent, very nice. Yeah. Nate just dropped me a link to the Towson Discord server. Pretty cool. Ohio Mistake Makers. Nice. Oh gosh, wow, I have missed a lot of stuff in the Discord server. I'm gonna have to read through the chats. Oh my goodness. So now that the DRS event is over, we'll probably become an archive. Not gonna lie, Mistake on the Lake 5 reserve. Also, oh shoot, Airbnb host loved our cleanliness. We get 10% off our next stay. That's awesome, bro. Yo, let's go. That's Pog. Mistake on the Lake is literally Ohio. Hey, base! Yo, one have star based. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man, it was too bad. Seriously though, it was like too bad Chesapeake couldn't come. I was gonna talk about stocks. Anyway, I'll go read the entire Discord chat, dude. This is pretty hilarious. But I don't know. For now, I think like this is gonna be like a pretty interesting live stream because like it's like so weird, you know. Like I haven't like what was this live stream? I initially did this with the intention that I would like talk about the tournament. But then, like, my mind was just so brain dead because of how tired I was from the drive and from the meeting I was in. I was just rambling so hard that I'm just like, screw it, we're just gonna talk about whatever, you know, like, we're just gonna look at the comments, go ham on whatever topic we're on, right? But overall, it was just fun. Like, at some point, I was just talking about, like, markets and, like econ major politics, kind of. Quote unquote. I mean, I just talked about how much I hate taxes, which I think, like, if you got to know me, like, it's pretty obvious. I think I would have said it at some point in time. Like, yeah, I would have said something about taxes at some point in time, or made a joke about, like, how much I hate the IRS and the TSA. At some point in time. Obviously, some of it's hyperbole. I like being a little facetious. Facetious, you know? So, you can't really tell if I'm being... You know, at some points you can't really tell if I'm being real or if I'm being sarcastic. But yeah. But I don't know, man. It's already like 1 hour 48 minutes into the stream. I should probably take a shower. Probably call my parents too, because they're like expecting me that I'm back from Ohio. In fact, I am pretty sure, yeah, they just texted me. They're like, you haven't responded to us. You should call. I should probably give them a call. Tell them that I'm okay. I did not get stuck in Ohio. I did not get stabbed. Tell them I did not get stabbed 2 a.m. in the middle of a round 1 parking lot in Ohio. Tell them I'm safe and sound back where I'm at. Bruh. But anyway, yeah, I think this has been a good stream. I think it's a good time to end it here. I'm gonna probably go like talk to my parents and stuff. You know, tell them how the weekend's been. Ask them how they've been doing, you know. Stuff like that. Ohio, more like goodbye. Oh my goodness. Shut up, I hate you. Man, I love Nate. Nate's my friend. I love Nate. Nate's such a homie. But anyway, I think again it's about a good time to end it here. So see, even the viewers are dropping off, so yeah, you got stuck in the railroad parking lot in Ohio. Yeah, sucks to be you. But anyway, I think I'm just about, again, like I said, I think I'm just about to end it here. You know, thank you guys so much for watching, and you know, I'm sorry, it's kind of like a brain dead stream. I was so, you know, due to me being really tired from the drive, and I didn't drive, but you know, being tired from all the, you know, things that happened today. So I think tomorrow I'll be a little more clear-minded about what I want to talk about specifically with the tournament, specifically. That being said, you know, thank you guys so much for watching. You know, for people, you know, coming over, sticking in, even though I was like kind of just brain dead and just not like the best clear. I definitely was not in a clear state of mind right now. So I swear, guys, I didn't do anything like take drugs or drink. All right, I was tired. But yeah. So I think again, I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't think there'll be anything that'll go wrong tomorrow. I think I should be back for a stream tomorrow. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.